No. I work at a church, and it was Easter time, and it was crazy. Grace Lutheran in Hastings, and our pastor is on a leave of absence for 3 months, basically running the church. Isn't this?
First time the gavel never worked. Good evening, and welcome to the Thornapple Kellogg Board of Education.
That's okay.
Excuse me. Good evening. Welcome to the Thornapple Kellogg Board of Education regular meeting. Today is Monday, April 15th, 2024. Hopefully everybody got their taxes turned in. It's, Early Childhood Center, 7 p.m. We'll begin our meeting, Brenda, with a roll call.
Brock, Dickman,
Here.
Hess here, Powers,
Here.
Huson, Smith,
Here.
and Winger.
Here.
You have a quorum.
Thank you. All right. If you would, please rise and join us in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. Be mindful of your hats. Thank you. All right. 3, 2, 1. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everyone. All right, and that takes us to the adoption of the agenda. Looking for a motion to adopt the agenda as presented, or if somebody has a motion.
So moved.
To adopt it, or to adjust it, but, okay, we got a motion by Smith.
Second.
Support by Winger. Is there any discussion? Seeing there's no discussion, we'll take a vote. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Thank you, board. Motion carries. All right. And with that, we go to public communication and recognition. Mr. McCarthy?
Yes, so tonight we're going to recognize all of the OM teams. All right, it's great to see everybody here tonight. What we're going to do, I'm going to have Miss Middleton, if she's in the crowd somewhere, come up and introduce our coaches, and then we'll have a slide with the team name and the students' names and the coaches show up on the TV. I want the coach to come up to the podium, and I would like our students to go over on this side of your left side of the boardroom here. All right? And board, I'd like to have us step out in front here.
Can we take that?
It might be easier for you to use that one, yes. And I apologize.
That's okay.
Why Middleton was on my mind, I'm not sure.
I get called all sorts of things. It's okay. I don't know if that's good or bad, but. Did you have the list of them too up there? Okay, I wasn't sure which age you want to go with first, but thank you guys for all being here. Again, I'm Melinda Robinette. It's okay. And I really appreciate, the board taking the time to recognize the OM kids that made it to states this year. It was been an amazing year with 7 teams that went to the state finals, and we had an amazing turnout in that for everybody. So if we have each team come up one at a time, I think I've seen pretty much most of the teams. So I know not everybody can make it, but that's okay. We have lots of things going on outside on such a beautiful day too. So the first team we have is the Miller team. And they were a primary team that did the hardest problem, I think, being the vehicle problem. And they did it on their very first year taking it all on. So they were amazing. And you can have you guys come on up. If you want to talk a little bit about your kids and that too.
Yeah, I know that, sure. Hey guys, come on over here. All right.
So I think everybody from the team is here except for Kean. So I'm going to say your guys' name. You raise your hand. Okay, Dean. Here. That works. Harper. Ayla. Audrey. Emerson. And Roman. So these guys, these students, I mean, they kind of turned into our family for about the 3 to 4 months that we were there. We got to develop a really good relationship with them. And for my wife and I both being first-time coaches, it was a huge learning curve for everybody, We were lucky enough to make it to the state finals and took third place, just missed it by a little bit to go to Worlds, but we had a great time. I think they all learned a lot. We all learned a lot about each other. So overall, it was an awesome experience for everybody.
You want to come one at a time, and they can come through and grab and shake the hands?
Yeah. Dean, come up.
You get to shake everybody's hand.
You get to shake everyone's hand. Oh, other hand, but there you go. Yep, keep going.
Congratulations.
And Roman, and Harper, Ayla, Audrey, and Emmy.
Yeah, if you want, or they can send it to them in school. Yeah. Oh, yeah, can you make sure they get, okay. You want the coaches on that one?
Nope, you're good either way. We're just gonna have the coaches call them by name, that way we know who they are.
Got it, perfect. We'll get it down. I mean, it's not a problem.
It started out with me screwing your name up, so.
It can only go up from here. We're good. All right, so the next team, wait, there we go, is the Bowman team, which is all fourth graders. We had a ton of kids that were all from Page Elementary, which was amazing. But this was, again, a first-year team. So I will pass it off.
Yes, a bunch of newbies here. Myself, all of them have never been exposed to OM other than the flyer we got sent home and said, hey, do you want to be creative? So they definitely learned to be creative. They learned to work well as a team. It was challenging at first, but they did an awesome job, and we hope they all come back next year. So Ari, do you want to come first? Ari Ortiz. We have Brian Verberg.
Congratulations.
Landon Bowman.
Congratulations.
Mackenzie Heckman. And Talon Osborne.
Perfect. Good job, guys. All right. The next one is the Plumber team and Robinette team. They, not me, my daughter, they are actually the fourth and fifth grade team that has made it to World Finals. So congratulations to them on that. If you see any of the fundraising opportunities in that, they are trying to fundraise for that. This is the first time that this team is heading to World Finals, and they will for sure have a great time.
Well, we are mostly not new at this. I've been with some of these kids for our third year now, and I've been able to watch them grow exponentially in the program. Just the absolute fun we've had. We're super excited to go to World, so as Melinda said, if you see our fundraising opportunities, please help us out. So why don't we start with Sage Flipiak and Zane Truer, Luke Plummer, Colton Blue, and Claire Wittridge.
And then I can take Cassidy's too, if you want that one. But all right, the next team is the Eggers team. Did I see Christy here? I don't think so. Okay, is any, or, oh, just you. Nobody else from your team was able to make it. That's okay. That's okay. You know what? You are the sole representative and perfect for it. However, you're going to have to tell me what your name is. Caleb Daniel. All right, Caleb, come on down and get your certificate with them. team, I think that have quite a few of you have done OM in the past, haven't you? So it was a nice opportunity for them to be at states. All right, the Whitchurch team, I did see, there you are, Anna here. So perfect. So this is a 6th grade team, so they moved up into the next division this year, and they still did an awesome job with great hair and a Taylor Swift, sorry, not Taylor Swift, but a Swifty kind of Sailor Twift, yes, kind of theme. So here you go. You guys want to go on that end?
We have this girl is on ours. This is last year.
That's interesting. Okay. Good new one.
Yes, so I had the pleasure of spending every Saturday morning with these fabulous 6th grade girls and transforming our rock band into a Taylor Swift parody band, which was amazing. Most of them, it was their 2nd year, and they did an excellent job working together, coming up with creative ideas. Halfway through, they pretty much scrapped everything and started over, and I thought that took a lot of hard work for them to kind of start fresh like that. So I have, first up, Katie Whitridge, my favorite. And then Khalees is not on our team this year, but instead we have a fabulous replacement of Bristol Bender. And then we have Izara Ova Aola. And Nellie Solomon. And Marla Kanuski. And Anna Bolt. And then yeah, we're missing one.
All right. So the next team is definitely not strangers to all of this, nor are the coaches. Probably our most long-term coaches here. Who would like to talk? All right.
Yeah, so we had a team that was combined from some 6th graders, and then we had 8th graders as well combined. So it was really neat watching them come together and just work as a team. It's one thing, obviously, that I love about OM is just watching all the creativity, all the problem solving, but really watching the team develop and them getting together and working. And it's something that we started way back in the fall and went through March. And this team did a great job with all of that, coming up with a creative solution and working hard together. They took 1st at regionals and they took 3rd at the state competition as well. So we're super proud of them, and they did a great job. So we have Landon Lambitz, Jackson Lambitz, Max Schneider, and Marela Galinsky. You guys. You got it, Marela. Yeah. Thank you. Thanks.
All right, the next one is the Myers team. I know I saw some of them here. Is Laura here, though? No? All right. So this team is also made up of a lot of longtime Omers, which is great. It was a new challenge for the coach to be able, but they were, the team was very well equipped to take it on their own too. So that was a lot of fun. And so we only have 2 people here too, but great representation of them. The first one that on your list that you have there would be Kira Holthausen. So come on down. then Miranda Ova. Congratulations. Is that one more? Nope. Well, she's not here, but
As a proud mother, you can say something about it.
I can definitely say.
Give that to her later.
Absolutely, yeah. Danielle's been coaching with her this past time, so
So this was actually my first year coaching a team by myself, and Melinda volunteered to let me have Shelby. And I have to say, I learned so much about Odyssey from Shelby. I became such a better coach just working beside her. She's absolutely amazing, and I can't think of a better recipient of that college scholarship.
she said it better than I could have. So, but thank you guys very much for all of your support of OM throughout the season, which ends up being a very long season from September until May, end of May. So it's all school year. So we appreciate your
Well, we
support.
want to thank all of the parents and volunteers that help coach, because that's a lot of work.
It is. I mean, throughout and having the state finals here at TK, all I hear is good things from all of the judges and all of that. So yes, they appreciate all the hard work that our staff does throughout that too. So.
All right, well, thank you all for coming.
Thanks, Melinda.
That's so fun. That's my favorite part about being on the board is when we get to do stuff with kids.
Okay.
It seemed like there was a lot more kids than who we shook hands with. It just looked like such a massive crowd.
They've all got brothers and sisters, yeah.
All the parents look like kids to me too.
Just trying to let a little bit of air in here.
Oh, yeah.
Had to start mowing my lawn today.
I'll tell you what, I mowed, thatched, crack backed, and rolled this weekend. You did? And I got yelled at for not making sense on Saturday.
Oh, I believe it.
I brought my own, but you know, it never hurts to
Yep.
double.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Those of you that want to make sure that you don't come down some.
Might as well.
Yep. Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, it's so much fun. So much.
great.
Oh, okay.
All right. And here we are. Welcome back. Okay, so that takes us to public input. Members of the public may address the Board of Education during public comment for up to 3 minutes. Speakers will be recognized by the presiding officer and are asked to state their name, address, and group affiliation if applicable. As a reminder, all comments shall be directed to the board and not to staff or other participants. No participant may speak more than once. Participants may not behave in a manner that is disruptive to the orderly conduct of the meeting. The Board of Education does not respond to public comment. The superintendent will follow up with speakers when appropriate. And if you would, please, if you do speak, please use one of the microphones provided. We've had some requests for that. So at this time, do we have any public comments? I do not have any cards. Yes, sir?
I am Chad Elverson, and I live on 9715 Adams Road, right here in Middleville. And I am here to make comments to the board on our ag program, okay? So with that, I want to thank the school board and the administration for bringing the plant and animal science program curriculum to our schools. And you have hired Ms. Hamlin, who is the program teacher, and she is taking on this role, and not only taking on the curriculum seriously, she's really adding to and advancing the FFA program. Agricultural makes up 30 to 50% of the national workforce, depending on how you look at it, right, and what you do. Production ag is 2%, with the remaining being places like golf and turf, which includes sports fields and that type of thing. It's landscape management, forestry, fish and wildlife, the USDA, which is a huge part of our government, and that also works for the FDA and the EPA, which all of these agencies do research with plant and animals. And not only does it do that for our food, but it also does for all our medical stuff, okay? Ms. Hamlin currently has 76 students in the ag biology and 54 in the animal science, and working towards the plant science class to continue the curriculum. She has put together an advisory board for the curriculum in the FFA chapter. And that board, and it's taken a lot of time for her to put that together, but that board consists mostly of community members and some school administrators, and it basically is made up of people such as the Berry County United Way director, the emergency room doctor from Corwell Health, Kent ISD director, a greenhouse owner, a TK school board member. It's also a director of ag commodities, a past ag science teacher and FFA director, and a turf grass management owner, okay? And there's a few others that are in there. Mr. Peterson's on there, right? So the FFA program is the largest student-led organization in the nation with just under 950,000 members nationwide. I don't know how many of you really know about it, so I'm going over a little bit. For any student that wants to achieve premier leadership skills, personal growth, career success through agricultural education, this will provide our community with their future biologists, future chemists, doctors, engineers, and entrepreneurs, okay? FFA members grades 7 through 12 have the career and leadership contest, like parliamentary procedure, running a meeting, right? Public speaking, demonstration, ag issues, job interview, and others that are held within the district, okay? So Ms. Hamlin is coaching 40 FFA members currently. And as a community member of TK Schools, and again, want to thank the board for bringing this in, it is my hope we continue to support Ms. Hamlin in this. And if there's anything we can do to get her some more, that would be appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Would anybody else like to speak?
Good evening.
Hello.
I'm Robin Lansma, Yankee Springs Township. I would just like to say how enjoyable it was last month at last month's meeting, and now tonight to see all of the students and hear about their accomplishments. Our Jenny was an OMer. Brings back lots of memories. Last week, David and I attended the track meet. I looked around at our outdoor facilities and I thought how blessed we are to have these beautiful facilities. While the track meet was going on, I also saw teams practicing. I saw tennis and baseball games. I just wanted to express how fortunate we are here at TK to have such fine facilities. And I just added, and I also like the farmland that surrounds the facilities. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Would anybody else like to speak? Would anybody else like to speak? All right, thank you. That closes public input. And it takes us to our consent grouping. Excuse me for a second here. There we go. Any consent grouping item can be removed for separate consideration by board member request. All consent grouping items will be adopted in one motion with a roll call vote. So board, is there anything you'd like removed, or would somebody like to make a motion to approve the consent grouping items?
I'll motion that we approve the consent grouping items as presented.
Support.
Okay, motion by Smith, support by Dickman. Is there any discussion on the motion? Seeing there's no discussion, we'll take a roll call vote, please.
Wenger,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Powers,
Yes.
Hess, yes, Dickman,
Yes.
motion passes.
Thank you, board. All right, that takes us to items for information. High school curriculum proposal, principles of technology classes.
And Lane Welker is here to share with you some exciting updates that we are bringing to you for information that has gone through School Improvement Committee. Lane has put a lot of time into working to update our programming. So tonight, he's going to take a few minutes to tell you
I'm going to stay right here.
proposal, and we'll bring it back to you next month. Any questions in between?
Thanks, Kim. Just before Lane gets started, I just want to reiterate that for the people that are watching, because you don't have a microphone, so nobody can hear you. But Lane Welker is going to present information on the new Principles of Technology curriculum, right? So,
Yeah, just new curriculum, not a new course that we're proposing.
right.
So we're just looking for board approval to purchase this new curriculum from Paxton Patterson. The course goals and really objectives of this course, it's called Principles of Technology. We want to prepare students for life after high school, right? Career exploration is important. Looking at skills to be successful in a trade if students choose to go that route. And then also skills for home ownership once they reach that point in life. So hands-on approach, project approach for the students, trying to hit all those different learning styles that are in there, and then get kids out of their seats, working with their hands, doing stuff around the classroom. We also work on working with others. OM was in here, and groups coming together and working together. We want to encourage that as well. So develop leadership skills, interpersonal skills, career skills. That's what we're looking for. So how the class currently works, we have grades 9 through 12 in the class. It's module-based learning, so labs basically. I'm supposed to be right here, aren't I? Sorry. The coursework is done on the Chromebooks, and students can work in groups or 2 or 3. They can work individually, while I kind of discourage that, but they can do that if they'd like. So learning models last 10 days, and then students get to that career exploration and problem-based learning, hands-on written stuff. The backstory of all this, why we're here tonight. So started class this last fall, and we're having some problems with the curriculum. Ended up calling Paxton Patterson. Their response was, well, as of 12/31/22, we can't get you any parts, any equipment. Anything broken, we can't help you out with. You have to go through a third-party vendor if you want to try that. So they also mentioned that as soon as our contract is up, they will no longer provide curriculum support for us for this Paxton Patterson stuff that we currently have. We still have 3 years left on that contract, and so with purchasing new, that kind of rolls into that same contract. We would have 3 years left on that, would have to renew that. So Tony, Kim, and I met. We talked about where we could go with the class. We had a blank slate really on what we could do with it. We looked at the top jobs list for Michigan. The state puts that out every 6 years. This current one just came out this year, thankfully, and goes until 2030. So we took a look at that to see what jobs are on there. We talked to industry representatives, and we toured Bradford White, kind of see what they did, and how we can incorporate what they do into the classroom. Looked around at other schools as well, see if we were missing anything in terms of classes. The big thing that stood out, and really it's only a couple districts offer a home maintenance course. Surveyed the students, kind of gauged their interest, and then based some of it on what my past experience is. So how we'd like to set up the class is basically we'll have 12 learning modules that the students would rotate through. 4 of those learning modules are ones that I have put together based on some prior curriculum and my prior experience. So those are estimation skills, blueprint reading, residential plumbing, and home electrical. The residential plumbing, we're planning to work with Bradford Whites and put together a lab based on some Bradford White equipment and some of their ideas. So the new curriculum, this was what would have to be purchased from Paxton Patterson. It is 8 modules. Each one of these modules, well, I guess they come from some of the college and career stuff, and then also out of their construction stuff as well. So the HVAC, heating and cooling mechanisms, pneumatics, robotics, survey, site planning, wall framing, welding basics, and then concrete skills. So implementation plan, oh, I forgot one note. With this new curriculum, there is a strong factor of trades math in the curriculum. And so we wanted to make sure we got that incorporated in there as well so that we can work with math classes and kind of coexist there. So board approval, and then teaching training this summer. I've got a few dates for the summer that they sent me over. Classroom setup could happen this summer. Those 2 things, the setup and the training, are all included in that quote we got from Paxton Patterson. And then hopefully up and running for the fall of 2024. So, any questions?
Maybe you mentioned, is this a semester or a
This is a
year-long
full
class?
year.
Okay.
So there's 2 sections, A and a B. So kids do 6 in one section and then 6 in another section.
And then you said that the 8 would be new offerings from
Yeah,
what you've done. in the
and
past.
honestly, the 4 that I put together, only my second-year students have done this year.
Okay.
So it'd be totally new 12 for the students coming in for the Tech 1 classes.
I think this is very exciting. It's a great time to be in the trades.
Yep.
Whether it's the ag that we've heard about or construction type or any type trades, and what we can do to continue to promote that, I think, is valuable. So thank you for your for
My pleasure.
working on this.
Any opportunity for college course credits with this curriculum?
We'd have to look into that, some type of articulation agreement, maybe through GRCC. They know they have a construction program there. In terms of other, I'm not sure if there's any other options or not. So that would be probably about the only one my guess would be. So,
yeah.
I appreciate the program as well, and like Jeff said, skilled trades is something that is really in need. What I thought I heard you say, though, that we have 3 more years on the contract with our current provider, and they won't support us, and they won't provide consumables. That doesn't seem right.
So the consumable parts is really on us. It's the parts and pieces. They just don't manufacture them anymore. When we first initially bought this current Paxton Patterson was in 2009. So this curriculum we're using right now is from 2009, basically.
15 years old.
So yeah, they've come through, they've updated everything every so often. We have to renew every 4 years with it. We just happened to renew, and then they made the decision to do away with it. And they came out with some new labs and stuff like that and updated stuff. The robotics is one that we currently do that we're going to kind of carry over, but it's all been updated with more relevant technology. So, yeah, it didn't set well with me that we had just signed the contract and then it disclosed. But when you start looking around and what's out there, this is really good. It's good curriculum. It's good stuff. They put in a lot of good updates, and again, the trades math incorporated into all of it is hard to get. So, unless you put it together yourself, really. But
okay,
yeah,
thank you.
I think it's wonderful, and you guys touched on all my points, so thank you. Thank you, Board. And thank you, Mr. Welker.
You're
Appreciate it.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other comments or questions from the board? All right, thank you. All right. Mr. Peterson and Mrs. Foreman, the high school update.
There we go. Do you want me to move?
You're fine, wherever you want to go.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for the opportunity to come here tonight. I was told to keep it short because it's beautiful outside. I was excited when I walked in and saw the room full of people because I thought they were all here to see us and learn about the high school, but apparently not. So we do have some guests here. I have some students that are going to come up and talk to you a little bit too about our ag science program. I think Alyssa called somebody to have a tractor run in the background while this was going on. So anyway, we're here to talk about the high school. So thank you for the opportunity to share about all the great things happening in the high school. I could go on for probably hours about the great things at the high school, but I was told to keep it to 15 minutes. I make no promises. So here we go. We're going to talk about academics and programs, our learning environment and culture, communications, community engagement, finance and operations, and then what we're looking at for next year. With our academics and programs, I do want to highlight the pictures you see on the screen here. This is actually something new this year. Mrs. Broussard and Miss Naveau created a escape room for our students as part of the boot camp for the SAT. It was a really cool experience. We actually got to be guinea pigs, Amy and Sean and I. It took us, we're not supposed to say it took us like 10, but 21 minutes to get through it. But it was a lot of fun, and our reward at the end was a thing of chicken wings from Wing Doozy, which is pretty sweet. But it was a lot of fun, engage the kids in practice for the SAT. So some things we want to highlight. Amy's going to talk to you about MTSS, and then I'll get into the other highlights.
Is it working now?
Now it's working.
Okay, good. Oh, it's good. Lights up green too. Okay. So MTSS, multi-tiered systems of support. This has been in our district since the year after I started here, so about 9 years now. What we have for academic-wise is additional support through academic interventionists, Greg Schrader and Bill Brower, and they service 36 students. These students, there's a variety of things that happen, check in, check out. They will pull them from classes, check in on their grades, help them with homework. I walked in one time and algebra was being retaught. So they do a really nice job with this and are supporting 36 students right now.
Great. The other piece with MTSS is we have our intervention program. And so we have 2 classes offered this year for our freshmen, students who needed more help in being successful in high school, in English and math. So Mrs. Saxton and Mrs. Wilkinson partnered together to create this, recreate, I guess. It's an existing program we've had way back when. Intervention class for the students, and I kind of just gave them a blank slate, make it work, we need these students to be successful. So while they're teaching basic skills and remediation and trying to help these kids be successful, they're teaching study skills, how to interact with people, how to prepare for tests, how to study, all of those pieces together. They sometimes combine their classes together, sometimes Carrie will take some of the math kids and reteach them English, and Maggie on the other side with math. It's worked out really well. They are a dynamic duo, and they're really making some gains with those kiddos, and we're really excited about it. You'll hear about in the What's Next. We want to expand that moving forward. Our new program this year is Seminar. We're very excited about this. We had a group of teachers, staff members that got together and went and toured some other schools and looked at their seminar programs that they have running currently and looked at how we can implement something like that to provide intervention and supports for our kids and some enrichments as well. We toured 3 different schools and looked at our old program way back when called Academic Centers, but we don't talk about Academic Centers. That makes teachers a little frustrated. And we put a committee together and brought all that back to our staff and spent a lot of time being very intentional about the development and the building of the seminar program, and it is now in place since right before Thanksgiving break. We meet twice a week for 45 minutes. It gives kids the opportunity to get extra help from their teachers, complete homework. The cafeteria is a popular spot, about 150 kids every Tuesday and Thursday, just getting homework done or maybe working in groups on projects. Teachers are able to do study sessions for AP. They are able to reteach concepts. They're able to re-administer tests or go back through labs with kids and give kids the opportunity to just find success. We're working on trying to find more enrichment activities for kids too. Our counselors have done a great job doing sessions on scholarships and FAFSA stuff. They've used that time to prepare kids for registration for classes, talking about their options and opportunities, bringing in career speakers as well. They're not always well attended. We hope kids start to bite on that a little bit more. They get a lot of choice. The kids get to pick where they go, unless the teacher says, I need you, and then they select the student and they don't get to pick. But for the most part, our students get that freedom of choice, which I think is powerful as well. And it's been going really well. We look forward to getting more feedback from our students and our staff and our parents moving forward. We'll be sending some surveys out regarding Seminar coming up. And before I invite our students up here to talk about our ag science program, we wanted to highlight a program and have some kids talk to you a little bit. Two of our new courses this year were animal science and then AP environmental science. We weren't able to get any of those students here tonight. They're all in athletics and participating this evening. But our AP program, we currently have 16 AP classes. Thanks to you and your support, you just approved one that's new this year. We have one more on the books for next year that's already filled up for 2 sections, the AP seminar. Just to have that many AP offerings for our students, and we run most of them, is pretty awesome. Sometimes we have to go every other year on them just to be able to have the flexibility for our kids with a semester schedule, but to be able to have that is really awesome, and we appreciate your support with that as well. And then we also have instituted some new academic awards this year. This has been some time in the making, but I brought some examples for you to look at. We have our new academic letter that students can earn, an academic patch, and an academic pin. These are earned by students starting in their sophomore year for maintaining a 3.7 GPA or higher. It's just a way to recognize our students in their hard work, and we're kind of trying to bring back the varsity jacket. They were cool back in the day. They could be cool again. So this would go on the back of the jacket. This goes on the bottom right pocket, and then the pin can go on the academic letter. I'll let you guys take a look at those. I was going to make Mr. McLaughlin come today and model the varsity jacket because it's a little bit small for me to put on, and he does a good job modeling it, but I let him stay home. So that's a new program that we have. We will be giving those awards out this year, so we have boxes of those letters and patches in the office to give out, and you're going to get the bill for that, Chris. Sorry about that ahead of time. And we also have a new Academic Achievement Award for those students who have shown progress, who have increased their GPA 1-letter grade, just to recognize kids for the hard work that they're doing as well. So those are some of the things I wanted to highlight. Right now, I'd like to invite our ag students to come up, and they're going to talk to you a little bit about their program and what they've been doing this year. It's pretty awesome, and we're very, very excited about the direction it's going in the work that they're doing. So come on up.
Here we go. I'm not supposed to clap.
You can.
Go ahead.
Who's clicking?
If it's green, it means it's on. And the one on the podium is on as well.
All right, I brought 3 amazing FFA members that I've had the privilege to grow closer with over this past school year. And we put just a quick presentation to kind of showcase what we've been up to the past year because we've been doing a lot. So I'll have them introduce themselves really quickly, and then we'll go ahead and get started.
Hello, my name is Charlotte Dykstra.
I'm Noelle Smith, and I'm a senior.
And I'm Abby LaJoy.
All right, so our first slide is highlighting our National FFA Convention trip that we took back in the end of October and November. Abby was one of the members that went on this trip, so she'll share a little bit more about her experience.
All right, so I got the opportunity to go to National Convention this fall, and it was such a great experience. The Expo Center had tons of college representatives that talked to us about different careers after high school and different 4-year and 2-year programs at their schools. And then we also got to tour some different industries in the ag world, and we just got to learn about all the different careers we can do with this FFA background.
Yeah, really awesome opportunity for them to get a real world experience. Our second convention trip was the Michigan State FFA Convention. All 3 of them attended the state convention, so I'll have Charlotte share a little bit about state convention.
So it was an interesting experience. It was really great nonetheless. I was one of the delegates, so me, Noelle, and another friend, Kaylee, we got to separate ourselves from everybody else, and we got to see the behind the scenes of how to amend constitutions and to vote for the board for next year. We also got to go to the Capitol and walk around and have a tour of that. And then we did other different experiences too. There was multiple workshops and sessions that we went to, and then we went to the dairy farm and got to tour around there and to see their operation in full. And then we also got to have ice cream too, which is always a bonus. Thank you.
So we are going to highlight leadership contests. So we had members competing in a variety of contests this year. So we had creed speaking, parliamentary procedure, demonstration, prepared public speaking, greenhand public speaking, extemporaneous public speaking, and job interview. So I had the pleasure of coaching these students, and I brought in some external help as well, and 10 members advanced to the regional level. All 3 of these students participated in a variety of contests. I'll have them share their experience.
So at this, we definitely competed our hardest, at least for the demonstration team. I think everybody else did too. So in that picture up top, you can see everybody there, including our amazing cow, Marilyn, for our demonstration. She was a hardworking little cow. She was spectacular. But sadly, she's fallen injured currently, but she'll be repaired at some point. But this definitely helped me with like teamwork and public speaking because I don't do well with public speaking normally, but I'm not doing too bad right now. So I'd say that it's helped me quite a bit. And I thought it was really fun and really educational because I learned some stuff too. So yeah.
Awesome. So 10 members advanced to the regional level. I'm really hoping to keep that momentum going for next year. Our next contest that we have, we're actually competing at on Friday this week, is the Spring Skills Contest. All 3 of them are competing. And we are competing in the following areas. So there's floriculture, forestry, vet science, marketing, and agricultural mechanics. So I have students in all of those contests competing at the state level on Friday. So wish them luck.
Good luck, absolutely.
Good thing all 3 of us are on the same team. We're doing vet science, so.
And then our other contest that we did in the fall was broiler contest. We had a state winner in the broiler contest in 8th place with our second team. I have done the broiler contest as a high school student in my old program, and my old ag teacher has never won this contest. So the fact that we won this in the shed is something, nothing to take away from the shed, but is something to be extremely proud of. And I am very excited to see how that can grow with the program moving forward. So to highlight our FFA officers, we already have had elections, and we elected our 2024-25 officer team. So I'm very excited to be ahead of the ball this year and have them really plan out very cool and amazing opportunities for the school to partake in. I want to highlight Charlotte a little bit because she is our regional. So Michigan FFA is broken into regions, and we are in Region 1. So I can send 2 regional officer candidates to be interviewed to be on the regional officer team. And I sent Charlotte and Kay Schellenbarger, and Charlotte was on the slate, so she made it onto the slate, and she will be running for a regional officer position when we go to camp next week. And so again, very amazing opportunity. I'm very proud of Charlotte, and I'm excited to see how that all plays out for next week. I just wanted to highlight the industry exposure a little bit more. I'll actually have one of you talk about the industry exposure that you've had in FFA.
I guess I'll go. So, it's great. We get to miss school sometimes, but it's for a good cause, though. We've gone to the Critter Barn a couple of weeks ago, which was really interesting to go around and see their whole operation. We actually did get to see, it was a little sad, but we did see a lamb giving birth, but it didn't go quite well. But it did teach us a lot, though, of what kind of happens in that type of industry with the animals and all that. At MSU, we did go, we had an Agriculture Institution of Technology presentation. We had that not too long ago, too. And we were able to listen in and see the type of opportunities we have in college, along with the type of businesses or like the career opportunities we get to have. There's multiple different other things that we have done, like the nutrient ag solutions. That was first semester that we were able to go to as well.
So some of the activities that we just did as a chapter, like not focusing on like leadership skills or anything, just for fun, so we can have some bonding time. So we've done pumpkin carving for Halloween. We've done gingerbread making for Christmas. We've done the float for the homecoming day parade, which was interesting for everybody because none of us really knew each other yet. So it was kind of like a, yeah, we'll do this. We'll get to know each other. And it's just kind of fun. We just kind of hang out. There's snacks most of the time. We just have fun.
We also, going along with the chapter activities, we are putting on a petting zoo in May. So on May 10th, we're going to be holding a petting zoo in the high school athletic parking lot with a variety of farm animals for the elementary schools to come up and view and learn more about the agricultural industry that way. I'm hoping to integrate the 8th grade members that are enrolled in Ag Bio currently so they can kind of get a feel of what FFA is going to look like when they're in high school, more as a recruitment opportunity as well. So we're excited for that. And then we also, not on the slides, we also have Tractor Day next week on Wednesday. So if you see tractors rolling in, it's planned. So they're supposed to be there. And then we also, I think that's it. Yep. Thank you so much for your support.
Should have them do the rest of my presentation. They're way more fun than I am. Again, thanks for your support for the program. It's been awesome, not only as an administrator, and we've been working to get FFA and the Ag Science program here for quite some time, but also as a parent, I have a student involved who loves it, and it's been fantastic for her as a freshman too. So thank you for your support for the Ag Science program at TK. All right, we're going to breeze through this because I'm getting the look. So learning environment culture, just want to highlight some of the cool things that have happened this year. This picture up here is just an event that Student Council put on during Valentine's Week where students were able to put hearts up on the wall to talk about what makes us feel loved. And it was really cool to read some of those. Our Dean of Students, Mr. McLaughlin, got a lot of love on that wall. Gives out those orange TK mints every day, and the kids really like that. One of the great features this year was Wood TV 8 showcasing our student body and them cleaning up the stadium after football games. This is something that started a long time ago, back when Mr. Remenap was our assistant principal, and just working with some kids. They were picking things up one day, and he lost his mind over it, thought it was the coolest thing ever, and just supported them and brought trash bags, and it just turned into what we do. And the kids clean up the stadium after every football game, home and away. Not just their student section either. A lot of the times it's the whole visiting side or the home side here. And Wood TV 8 featured them, and I thought it was really cool. If you didn't get a chance to see that, if you pop online, I think it's still up and available. And then this year, the Heidi Pryor Hearts and Hoops tournament that we have every year, this is the second year we had the entire student body come down and watch a game for the students. It was really cool to see the kids cheer on, not just our SO athletes, but all of them, and really get into it. And I know the kids really enjoyed it and loved it. And our FFA folks have talked about their wonderful cow and regionals there to highlight. So some of the other things that we have here at the high school, we have over 20 club opportunities for kids to participate in. We have a lot of opportunities for students, anything from archery to anime to board games to esports. We have a little bit of everything for everybody, creative writing, for them to get involved. This year we have a new program that we're able to participate in that Amy's going to talk about, the KSD Student Leaders Program.
Yeah, so that actually started last year. We sent 2 students for the first time, but this year we sent Molly Holland and Reese Hooksma. So we were looking for students that exemplified who we are, our community here. They're looking at the ISD for feedback from these students. And so some of the topics that they've talked about, ISD programming, in particular KCTC, career college prep, and then student mental health. And Mr. McCarthy and I were actually able to go to the student summit, which was amazing. And we found out that our students are very much, again, like who we are as TK, whereas a lot of others, they didn't have the same input. And I know in particular, Reese and Molly both were interviewed up at the ISD for, it's a program that they're putting on a podcast, just talking a lot about it. And they've had amazing feedback for us at the high school in particular, and just really 2 wonderful students. So we're very fortunate to have them. You want me to talk about MTSS? All right, so MTSS, we also have a component of positive behavior intervention systems. So Tier 1, We have a lot of the TK Strong tickets in the store. We also do, through the announcements, there are some reminders for kids on there, things like that. Tier 2, 3, so these are students that maybe need a little bit more support with their behaviors. There are individual supports, so those can be offered through our counselors, also offered through our academic interventionists. Some of these kids also have behavior issues as well. We do parent meetings, counselor check-ins, access to additional outside resources. We do have Corewell telehealth, which has been amazing for our students, and really trying to get down to the root of, what's going on, what's causing this. So we've seen a lot of success with our kids growing and becoming more productive members of society. So
Awesome, thank you. Also, a couple of things that we're gonna do as we wrap up the year. I have a thing called Pizza with the Principal where I pick random students and have some pizza and sit down. I know Craig does that with kids as well. Pick their brains, talk about what's going great, what's not going so great. Best thing about teenagers, you feed them and give them some pizza, they'll tell you whatever they're thinking, they don't care. But it's super helpful and it's something I've always enjoyed. So we're gonna run a couple of those to get some feedback in general about the high school and then specifically around seminar and some of the other programs that we have going on as well, which is really great and it's a lot of fun for me to do that. And we also have a staff climate team that we put together. We met just before, a little bit before spring break, talked about kind of some of what are the hot topics in our school and in our community right now, and what do we need to focus on, how can we better support our kids and our staff. Had some really interesting conversations through that group, and a great group of teachers and paraprofessionals on that team. So we're looking forward to meeting again here soon and talking about next steps and kind of preparing for next year as well. So that's something that we have going on as well around learning environment culture. And then next, talking about communications and community engagement. We have a lot of community engagement activities, one of which is going to be happening this week. We'll talk about, so we have our parent meetings. We've had one this year. We'll have another one coming up, parent advisory meeting, just to share updates about the high school and then get feedback from those in attendance about anything that they have concerns or questions about. Last time we had a lot of conversations around seminar, a little bit of conversation around cell phones in schools. That was following an incident at the high school. We got some great feedback from parents there as well. We also hosted a pizza and prevention night with the Berry County Substance Abuse Task Force. They presented on trends with teens with vaping, drugs, and alcohol use. It was awesome. It was great resources for parents. We're going to continue that partnership and working with them to provide those resources because these are issues that are happening everywhere right now, and it's important that parents know and understand what's going on. Next week, Friday, I can't believe it's already happening, Service Day. We're sending 600 plus kids out into the community this year to give back to the community, say thank you for all that they do for us, doing a variety of projects. And then we'll have students that'll be in the building as well, and they'll be doing things anywhere from making sleeping bags for homeless, decorating IV bags, dog toys for the animal shelter, all sorts of stuff. So we're very excited for Service Day coming up and giving back. We also participate in Day of Caring with United Way, send our student council out into the community to participate in some acts of service as well. We recently had our college and career fair. Mr. Welker, along with our counselors, put this together, and we had over 52 vendors this year at the college and career fair. It was an awesome opportunity for our kids to make connections with colleges, trade schools, and just other careers that maybe they didn't think about. And all of our juniors and seniors were able to go down and connect with folks down there. It was a lot of fun. And then our senior teachers, English teachers, Ms. Ricker and Ms. Lewis, held our mock interviews as part of our English 12 curriculum. We had over 30 companies represented at the mock interviews this year, so the students got to practice their interview skills, which was really awesome. So folks from right here in the community and around West Michigan coming in to practice those interview techniques and give kids feedback, which was pretty awesome. Coming up on May 3rd, the day before prom, we are bringing back the mock disaster, so we'll stage a mock drunk driving accident out on the service drive between the high school and the middle school. Students are involved in that. It's a very powerful message that takes place where we have students that play the roles of injured students and a critical student, a student who is deceased in that, and the drunk driver. It's followed up with a mock funeral, a mock trial, all in the auditorium. It's a very, very powerful event for our kids and a reminder why not to get behind the wheel if you're making choices that you shouldn't, and to make better choices in general. And it's a nice tie-in as well to just distracted driving, not just drugs and alcohol as well. So we go through that usually every other year, every 2 years, and we haven't held it since 2018. So we're bringing it back, and we look forward to the powerful opportunity there. The students who participate in this actually get up on stage and talk to the student body about their experiences and the revelations that come from that, and encouraging kids to make good choices. So we're looking forward to bringing that back. My favorite day of the year is our Veterans Day Assembly. We've had over 80 veterans in attendance for that assembly, and it's always a great event. We have upperclassmen that participate in Tattoo Teens Against Tobacco Use. They go down to the Page Elementary, talk to students about the dangers of vaping and smoking, tobacco use. And then our communication piece, as you receive my weekly updates, there's a lot of information in there, sorry. Try to give as much information out as we can, and the staff get a similar format as well for our communications. And then we work a lot with Julie as well to get all that social media stuff out there too. I used to blast stuff out on Twitter and Facebook all the time, but she does such a great job and does it for us. I don't have to as much anymore. And then finance and operations, just want to say thank you for the cafeteria addition. Thank you to our community for funding the bond and the pool renovations. If you haven't seen the new cafeteria, stop by. I'll take you on a tour. Come on at lunchtime, hang out. You can help kind of supervise the kids too. It'll be fun. Increase seating capacity by like 150, I think, so we can actually fit all of our students in the cafeteria. So for 9 years at the high school, we had kids that I've been here all over the place on Main Street because there's just not enough room to force them all to sit in there. Now it's comfortable, variety of seating in there, and it's just a better flow. TV screens to entertain them, a lot of good stuff. The pool, if you haven't seen it yet, there's some pictures. Looks great. New roof, no more asbestos, new lights, new floor, same pool, but it looks great, and all the mechanicals are updated, and we're excited to get people back in it and students back in it as well. And then some grants that we had. Alyssa actually wrote a grant, received a grant for $48,000 towards the building of a new FFA barn, which we're really excited about. TAEF grants for Service Day. It's not cheap to send all these kids, 600 kids out in the community and do what we do. Those grants really help us with that. And then our counselors received a $12,000 grant for FAFSA completion that we can use to give incentives and rewards for kids for completing the FAFSA, but we also can use it for college and career field trips as well. So we're taking kids to trade schools, to visit different colleges, community colleges, four-year universities, and whatnot. And then just a lot of teacher grants to support learning. Teachers are very creative working with Julie to find ways. You got a picture of Charlie here. Got a grant for $140 that went towards a project with his AP Environmental Science group, which was pretty awesome. So thank you for all your support with funding and finances to make sure that we have the best environment for our kids to learn. There's some pictures of the cafeteria. If you haven't seen it, again, stop by, come by at lunch. Love to get you some lunch and hang out with the kids. There's some pictures of the pool, beautiful new pool facilities. And then what's next? So what we're working on for next year. We're hoping to take that intervention class we have and offer it to our sophomores. We're working on how to work that with staffing in our current structure. Also offer credit recovery during the school day. Right now it's after school, Tuesdays and Thursdays until 4:30. That's a barrier for kids. If a student struggled and didn't quite get there, we want to be able to take some of those barriers away. And summer school is tough for them to get here as well. So if we can offer that during the school day, it's a bonus, and it's helping kids kind of avoid that pathway to alt-ed. So we're working to tie that into the school day. I can't say thank you enough for your support as a board for professional learning communities. I've something I've wanted for a very long time, and I can nerd out and talk about that for a long time, but this research, evidence-based, proven strategy to focus on teaching and learning is going to be phenomenal and a game changer for TK schools. So thank you for your support. We're looking forward to that at the high school. Looking at tying in some SAT prep into our seminar. That's the one thing we don't have is an official SAT prep class. Hard to do on semesters, but we're looking at some creative ways to potentially bring that into seminar to give kids more exposure and support with that. We have AP seminar coming next year, which I'm really excited about, continuing with our current seminar program based on feedback that we'll get from students, staff, and parents. Next year, I'm going to be implementing a student advisory council, just meeting with kids, getting feedback on a regular basis beyond just the pizza with the principal, which is kind of a random selection of kids, but a consistent body of students that I can meet with. And then we're working to provide, as you heard from Lane today, CTE opportunities. So looking at like Principles of Tech, how can we make that a CTE program, provide some certifications and things for kids through that. We have it with Ag Science already. That is a CTE program. We're looking at our teacher cadet program and how to make that. It also increased funding to the school and for the programs as well. So looking at how we can get kids connected in industry more and partner with businesses to bring that to TK. So that's what we have coming up for next year. Just want to say thank you again for all your support for our students and for our building. Not only as the high school principal, but as a parent of a high school kid, I appreciate the support that you give to not just the school district, but to us as well. So if you have any questions, you can email Amy or I. Thanks a bunch for letting us be here. Sorry I was long-winded and it went a long time. That's all I got.
Well, that was like drinking water from a fire hose.
Yeah, that was a lot.
But that is so impressive, all the opportunities and the energy of your building. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Hey, Tony, I do have a quick question. If it took you and Amy 21 minutes, what was the average time for our students to get out of the escape room?
Oh, it had to be much longer. I think it was 45. I don't know. I don't have an answer to that. That's a great question, though.
I think we only had one crew lead us.
That's
all day, and they were like at 18 minutes or something like that. Okay. So it was close. It was close. I asked, don't worry.
Thank you for your candor. All right, any questions or any other things for the high school staff, board? All right, thank you again very much. That was wonderful. Let's see, oh, and FFA presenters, thank you very much. That was lovely, and you didn't get a chance to hear praise. So thank you for all you've done, all the efforts, and good luck on the future endeavors. Okay, so that takes us to committee and liaison reporting. I'm not up to date on anything. So.
No committees have met since our last board meeting. And then while we are still working on the pool, doing some fine tuning, the rest of our construction projects are in a holding pattern until school gets out, and then we'll hit things, hit the ground running.
Okay, thank you. All right, that takes us down to board items for action, and Mr. LaHaye's getting ready. All right, we good?
And it's very brief. So as you know, we've got excess fund balance in the food service. So we have an excess fund balance in the food service fund. And so as we've been trying to freshen up our fleet of district vehicles, we got talking about our current courier van, which was purchased in 2018, that serves both the food service fund and, obviously other operations throughout the district. And so this proposal, I won't get long-winded about it, is to replace that vehicle, which still has a usable life. The existing van is 2018, has about 53,000 miles on it. We would put that into service for maintenance and operations fully, and we'd purchase a new van that would be split funded between the food service fund and the general fund. Okay, so it serves our purpose of spending down that fund balance in the food service fund. We're still working on a time study. It's roughly about 75% used for food service, 25% for other purposes, running mail, taking things between the buildings, et cetera. But MDE requires that we have that time study completed so that we can prove the use of the van and where it was funded from. So we've been looking at them. I included in your board packet a couple different options that we have. This is a brand new vehicle. This is the one that we spoke to Kevin, who is our courier, as well as several others in the food service program, and Brandon Leeds, who is the grounds supervisor here, who oversees Kevin. And this is really the vehicle that they think would do the best job for us. I mean, you see there's shelving in it. You've got a side door and a rear door. So this is a brand new vehicle, and the proposal is to go and find it. We would find more quotes. We're not in any big rush on this, but we're just kind of seeking that board approval, as we've done with several vehicles so far this year and last year as well, to go find the best deal for us. So I'll entertain any questions that anybody has, but that's the long and the short of this piece for action.
I'm all set. Board, do you have any questions, clarifications? Okay. So looking for a motion to go forward with this purchase?
I'll make a motion that the Board of Education approve the purchase of one courier van, 2023 or newer, with fewer than 100,000 miles, for a total purchase price not to exceed $62,000.
I'll support.
Okay, we got a motion by Winger and support by Hess. Is there any discussion by the board? Seeing there's no discussion, we'll take a roll call vote, please.
Powers?
Yes.
Hess, yes. Dickman?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Winger?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. All right, that takes us to superintendent's report.
All right, great, thanks. I say this every year at this time, but things really get busy at this time of year. We return from spring break, and our schedules just seem to fill right up. We've had PSAT and SAT and MSTEP and work keys and My Access testing taking place last week and this week, grades 3 through 11. Spring sports are underway, and tonight we had softball, baseball, tennis, soccer played on our fields and courts. So everybody's busy. Our teachers have been preparing for spring field trips and also field days. And then Chris, along with Barb Verhoff, have been trying to wrap up this current school year's budget and also prepare for next school year's budget. We have met as an administrative team to discuss district-wide staffing needs for the course of next year, because that has one of the greatest impacts on our budget is staffing costs. So these are all good things, and it's all a good busy, because we're doing things that are planning for next year to do good things for our students. One of the things I want to point out is that last week our postcards for our non-homestead millage renewal went out, and then there was also a letter in the key, or a page in the key, to walk through the thought process behind the non-homestead renewal. And then this week on Wednesday, it's going to be my third superintendent communication day. I'm going to talk about things that are happening in the school district, but also I will discuss with folks the non-homestead renewal, and then we are having a community forum Wednesday night at 7 o'clock to touch on that, and Chris and I will answer questions from the community at that point in time. And if you haven't seen it, there are 2 QR codes on this postcard. One of them is an informational item, and the other one is a little video that Chris and I put together with the help of the tech department, just so that we could walk through the non-homestead renewal. So, any questions?
Great. No, and the meeting will be here, correct?
Yes.
Wednesday?
In this room. Yep.
Yep. So if you have any questions, come then, or just contact Mr. McCarthy, Mr. LaHaye. Okay. I have something for, thank you, Mr. McCarthy.
You
sorry.
bet.
Board comments real quick. Mr. McCarthy, back in February, let me know that he would like to request the 1-year extension to his contract. This is consistent with years past. So I'll put that on the May agenda, but if you have any questions about that, reach out and I'll help you with that. Otherwise, I'm set to go. Do you know, or Erica, graduation? I should know. It's in late May.
23rd? 23rd, yep.
It's on a Thursday. Oh, sorry, high school stuff.
Yep. Yep.
Okay, so board, make sure that's blocked off on your calendar. It is a wonderful night. My personal family's 3 for 3 of the indoors, so we're hoping for outdoors. We're hoping for outdoors, but who knows? Either way, we got air conditioning now.
Yes, we do.
Exciting, so,
Yep.
Yep. Okay, sorry, anything else, board, since I had 2 things for you? Okay, just like Mrs. Lansma spoke, it's been a lot of fun up here, lots of fun activities. The teams are out playing ball, and they're just having fun. So enjoy the beautiful facilities we have, and enjoy the liveliness. All right, is that it? Okay, it is 8:12, meeting adjourned.